morning. Today is Wednesday, so a couple days late. I had this great idea of the next video, and I did some research, and I can't seem to find the information I'm looking for. It's a good story, so I'm gonna have to keep looking and see if I can put together enough information to do a complete story. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you guys a story about the reason why I'm no longer allowed at the Cardinals Stadium. Some of you guys know that I've been kicked out of the Cardinals Stadium, and I got a little letter telling me that I got to pay a fine and take a class before I can come back, which I haven't done yet. I used to at least go to one game every season. I tried to go to more, and I used to like to tailgate, but as of right now, I'm not allowed at any more games until I take that class and pay that fine. I've been to a couple of events at the Cardinal Stadium. Nobody said nothing, but at some point this season I'm going to have to do that. So there's a handful of people that were there, and will probably have their own version of this story. But from my perspective, this is the account of the events that occurred that caused me to be banned from the stadium. I'm going to start at the end. So I woke up the night of the game at like midnight. I'm in my bed. My bed's made. My ex-wife was not in the bed. I wake up. I turn the light. I think the light was already on. I sit up. I look around. I have no idea how I got there. I have no idea what happened. The first thing I do is I grab my phone to see what time it is. The second thing I do is go check the score to see if we won, and we didn't. We were playing the Rams that day. And then I come out into the living room, and my ex-wife was like, "What happened?" And I'm like, "You tell me. I have no memory of anything. I was stone cold sober. I wasn't drunk. I wasn't even, I just kind of had a little bit of a headache, but I was fine. I was normal." And I'm questioning her, like, what happened? And she, I don't know, she wouldn't say anything. She just kept, saying, well, tell me what happened. I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to explain to you. I have no recollection of anything. And then finally she came out with that they showed up with me and I was incoherent, and they basically carried me up the stairs and brought me into the house, and then let me go, and I fell face forward into the Christmas tree. And then they picked me up off the floor and put me in bed on top of the made bed with my shoes on. Maybe they took my shoes off. I don't remember. And then they left, and that's when they found me. So the game itself, we had 10 tickets. So there was a handful of us, and we had went early so we could tailgate. I brought a TV with an antenna so we could watch the games before the Cardinals game. We barbecued. I had carne asada and the marinated chicken from the carniceria, and I cooked. My dad drove. He had a 15-passenger van as well, so we all went in one vehicle. We broke out all the stuff. We set up the TV. I started cooking. I didn't drink. I didn't start drinking until after I had got done cooking. And there's pictures of me sober I think I was cooking at the time, and then there's pictures of me posing, annihilated. Well, whatever happened, I'm pretty sure I was roofied. And let me explain to you why. So I cook, cut up the meat, serve the meat. We all eat. Holy shit, is that a cop? Everybody eats. Then I start drinking. We go get everything put away. I got all the tickets, all 10 tickets on my phone, and one of our friends, he had got 4 of those 10 tickets. So it's him and his girlfriend and his stepson and one of his buddies. And so everybody's there except for his buddy. So I have the tickets on my phone. So I get everybody in except for me and him and his girlfriend. Everybody else goes in together. They all, but the tickets are on my phone, so I gotta use my phone to get them in. I get them in. We're gonna meet them at the seats. The 3 of us, me, him, and his girlfriend, leave to go find his buddy. And even at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm stone sober. We get to. He's on the phone with his friend. He walks off. Me and his girlfriend are like, okay, we're gonna go do a shot at the bar. So we get to the bar, and I give the bartender my Venmo card, which doesn't really have any money on it, but it's attached to my. It's like I use it for like a prepaid card, but anyway, so I open a tab with my Venmo card. The girl and I both do a shot, and then she ends up paying for the shots, if I remember correctly. So I didn't even pay for the shots, and then it's pretty much the last thing I remember. So he finds his buddy. We leave we get into the stadium. We get to our seats, and I sack out right there. The game hasn't started, about 30 minutes before the game. And so the game starts. Some time goes by. There's a bunch of pictures of me passed out in my seat in the middle of the game with my brothers and other people that were with us posing. Me passed out in the background. Apparently, around third quarter, somebody realizes that I'm not reacting to the loud noise, that I'm not reacting to anything. So they go and they get, and I'm just out. So they go and get security. Security comes, and they can't wake me up. They go get the medics. The medics come. They can't wake me up. So they end up going to get a chair. They lift the way I remember, or the story that I was told was that they put me in the chair, strapped me down. There's a picture of me in that chair, and they basically carried me out of the stadium, dropped me off at the curb, and then kicked everybody out that was with me. My dad was super pissed. My dad was there, and then they loaded me and everybody into the van and brought me home. So like, I don't know how long. So then the next day, when I wake up, I notice that there's a whole series of charges on my card. There was like, I don't remember what the increments were or what the amounts were, but it was like they had charged like 500, 400, 300, 200, 100, 70, 60, 50, trying to empty it. And of course there was no money on that card. But that's when I realized that I was probably roofied by that bartender. Like I said, you literally, when you've been roofied, you have no memory of anything going on. Not before that, not after that. Well, of course, when you wake up, yeah, but the whole time that I was there, like, I lost time. I had no recollection of anything that happened. There's pictures of me posing at the curb and no memory of it whatsoever. So then I got a letter in the mail, which I have the letter. It's actually in my lunchbox. I need to call that. So basically, it's got a lady's name and number on it. It says call to schedule my class, and that I'm banned from the stadium. I gotta take a class and pay a fine. You know what I may do is snap a picture of it and then black out, redact anything in there that's pertinent, put it at the end of this video before I post it this evening. I don't know anybody that's been roofied. You know, you hear stories and you think that you don't really know what it is until it happens to you. I'm pretty sure I wasn't raped or groped. Well, I may have been groped, but it's pretty funny because, like, I tell people now, yeah, I'm banned from the stadium. They're like, what? No way. I had a guy at work recently telling a story about how he's banned from some city, and I was like, and it was like just this funny thing that happened to him where he was drunk and partying, and all these things occurred that he doesn't remember, and so he tells people he doesn't go back there. He's kicked out. He's banned because when he's there and he drinks too much and things get out of control and crap happens. So my response to that was, yeah, I'm kicked out of the stadium. And of course they're like, what? No way. And then I got to show them the letter, which isn't why I have the letter with me. I just happen to have the letter with me because I'm going to call that lady. I've been carrying that damn letter around for years. I'm going to call that number, because it's been a few years now. I may not even be the same person in that position. But I'm going to call that number, try to schedule something. Maybe I've passed the statute of limitations at this point. But I would like to go to a game. It's been way too long, especially this year. This is going to be, this is our year. We're going to the Super Bowl. No, I'm just joking. I say that every year before the season starts. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my story. Remember to stay safe. It's getting crazy out there. And go Cardinals. Stay prayed up.